Sarah, I need to tell you something. I just had the most embarrassing moment of my entire year.
Oh no, what happened? Did you spill coffee on someone again?
Worse. Much worse. I was at this dinner with my girlfriend's family. Her dad, nice guy, very successful, looks at me and says, "So, Adam, where do you see yourself in 5 years?"
No, not the 5-year question.
Yes! And I froze. Complete mental blank. I just stared at my plate like it held the answer to all of life's mysteries.
What did you say?
I said, I want to be happy?
Adam, you said happy?
It was the only thing in my brain. And her dad just nodded slowly, like he was trying to find the polite way to say, that's not a real answer.
I can picture it perfectly. The silence, the pity in his eyes.
Exactly. And that's when I realized I have no idea what to say to that question. And I think most people don't.
You're absolutely right. And that's exactly what we need to talk about today. Because that question, it terrifies people, even native English speakers.
So we're going to fix it?
We're going to fix it. By the end of this conversation, you'll know exactly how to answer that question in English, even if you have no idea what your future looks like.
No fake answers? No pretending?
None. Just honest, natural English that makes you sound confident and real.
Okay, I'm listening. Because I really need this.
Then let's start from the beginning. Why does that question make us feel so broken?
Seriously though, why does it feel so impossible? I'm normally fine talking about my life. But that question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's like my brain just shuts down.
You know what I think it is? It's not really about the future. It's about judgment.
Judgment?
Yes. When someone asks that question, we feel like we're being tested, like there's a right answer and a wrong answer, and we're terrified of giving the wrong one.
So, it's like an exam?
Exactly. And what do we do in exams? We panic. We forget everything we know. We start comparing ourselves to everyone else.
That's what happened to me. I looked around the table, and everyone else seemed so confident, like they had everything figured out.
But here's the secret, Adam. They didn't.
They didn't?
Most people don't have a clear plan. They're just better at sounding like they do. It's a performance.
So, I'm the only honest one?
Maybe. And here's something interesting. Research shows that about 60% of people don't have a clear picture of their lives 5 years from now.
60%? That's huge.
It is. So when you freeze at that question, you're actually in the majority. You're normal.
That makes me feel better. But still, how do I actually answer it?
We're getting there. But first, let's talk about why some people don't know what they want.
I definitely don't know what I want.
And that's completely okay. But let me ask you something. Do you know what you don't want?
That's easier. I don't want to be stuck in a job I hate. I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my life.
Good. That's a starting point. Sometimes knowing what you don't want is more important than knowing what you do want.
That's a really interesting way to think about it.
And it's a great way to start building an answer in English. You can say, I'm not sure exactly what I want, but I know what I don't want. I don't want to feel stuck or unfulfilled.
That's honest. And it doesn't make me sound like I have no direction.
Exactly. You're acknowledging the uncertainty, but you're also claiming a direction even if that direction is just away from what I don't want.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this works. But what if I have absolutely no idea? Like, zero direction?
Adam, let me tell you a story.
I love stories.
So, my friend Maria, she's a nurse, incredible at her job, loves helping people, but when she was 25, she had absolutely no idea what she wanted to do.
Really? She's a nurse now, right?
She is. But at 25, she was working at a cafe, living with 3 roommates, and feeling completely lost. She told me she used to cry in the bathroom at work because she felt so directionless.
That's heartbreaking.
It was. And everyone kept asking her, so, what are you going to do with your life? And she had no answer. She felt like a failure.
But she wasn't a failure.
No, she wasn't. She just didn't know yet. And she was so worried about not having a plan that she forgot she was still living.
That's deep.
And here's what I told her. Not knowing what you want doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're still discovering.
I wish someone had told me that 5 years ago.
We live in a culture that worships certainty. We want a timeline, a plan, a 5-year vision. But life doesn't work that way. Life is messy, unexpected, complicated.
So we shouldn't feel bad about not knowing?
No, but we should do something about it. The difference between uncertainty and passivity is action.
What's the difference?
Uncertainty means, I don't know yet, but I'm exploring. Passivity means, I don't know, so I'll wait for something to happen.
And in English, how do we express that difference?
Instead of saying, I don't know what I want, which sounds passive, you can say, I'm exploring different options or I'm figuring things out.
So it's about the words we choose.
Yes. The words create the mindset, and the mindset creates the reality.
Let me try. I'm still figuring things out, but I'm interested in...
That's perfect. You're showing curiosity and openness. That's very attractive in a conversation.
Attractive?
Yes. People are drawn to others who are curious, growing, and honest. Nobody wants to talk to someone who pretends to have it all figured out. It's boring.
So I was being attractive at dinner by saying happy?
You were being honest. Now we just need to give you better words.
Okay, let's keep going, because I have another problem. I keep comparing myself to other people.
Oh, this is such a big one. The comparison trap.
What is it exactly?
It's when you look at what other people have achieved, your friends, your colleagues, people on social media, and you feel like you're behind, like you're not enough.
I do this all the time. My friend Jake just got promoted. My sister bought a house. My cousin is traveling around the world.
And you think, what's wrong with me?
Yes, exactly. What's wrong with me?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're just following your own path.
But it feels like everyone else has their life together.
That's the illusion, Adam. We see people's highlights. We don't see their struggles, their fears, their insecurities.
So Jake might be miserable in his new job?
He might be. Or he might be happy. But his happiness doesn't mean you're failing. His path is his path. Yours is yours.
I know that logically, but emotionally, it still feels hard.
That's normal. And there's a word for that feeling in English. We call it imposter syndrome, the feeling that everyone else knows what they're doing and you're just pretending.
Imposter syndrome. I feel that all the time.
Most people do, even successful people. I remember reading about this famous author who said she still feels like a fraud every time she writes.
That's comforting, actually.
Good. So next time you compare yourself to someone, remember, you're comparing your inside to their outside.
That's a powerful phrase. My inside to their outside.
Right. You know your fears and doubts. You only see their confidence and success.
So what do I do when I feel the comparison trap pulling me down?
You can say to yourself, that's their path, not mine. In English, that's their journey, not mine.
That's their journey, not mine. I like that.
And if someone asks why you haven't achieved what they've achieved, you can say, I'm on my own timeline.
I'm on my own timeline. That's a respectful way to say, mind your own business.
It really is.
So, we've covered why we freeze, why not knowing is okay, and how to stop comparing ourselves. But what about the actual language? How do we talk about our future when we don't have a perfect answer?
This is where it gets really practical. There's a huge difference between knowing your direction and knowing your destination.
Explain.
A destination is a specific point. It's like saying, I want to become a senior manager at Google in exactly 5 years.
That's very specific.
Very. And it's also stressful. Because what if you don't get that job? What if you change your mind?
Then you feel like you failed.
Exactly. But a direction is different. A direction is like saying, I want to grow my leadership skills and work with talented people.
That's broader.
Yes, but it's also more honest, and it leaves room for opportunities you haven't even imagined yet.
So when someone asks where I see myself in 5 years, I can talk about direction instead of destination.
Exactly, and it sounds more natural in English, too.
How would I say that?
You could say, I'm not focused on a specific title or position. I'm more focused on the kind of work I want to do and the kind of person I want to become.
That sounds confident.
It is, and it's honest. You're not pretending to have all the answers. You're showing that you're thinking about your growth.
Let me practice. In 5 years, I hope to be doing work that challenges me and allows me to help others. I'm not sure exactly what role that will be, but that's the direction I want to move in.
That's a beautiful answer, and it uses natural English phrases. I hope to, allows me to, the direction I want to move in.
So, I don't need a perfect vision of the future.
No, you just need a sense of where you're heading and a willingness to adjust along the way.
Speaking of adjusting, what if I change my mind completely? What if my direction changes?
That's a great question, and that's actually our next topic.
You mentioned earlier that you had a story about goals changing. Can I hear it?
When I was 10 years old, I wrote a letter to myself. My teacher asked us to write about what we wanted to be when we grew up.
What did you write?
I wrote that I wanted to be a veterinarian. I loved animals. I imagined myself helping dogs and cats every day.
That's sweet.
Then, I grew up, and I discovered I'm not very good with blood. I fainted during a biology lab.
No way.
True story. The teacher had to help me. After that, I realized maybe being a vet wasn't my path.
So you changed your goal.
I did. And at first, I felt guilty. Like I was betraying my 10-year-old self. I had told everyone I wanted to be a vet.
And then you had to explain the change.
Yes, but here's what I learned. Changing your goal isn't failure, it's evolution.
Evolution.
Yes, it's not that your 10-year-old dream was wrong. It was a step on the journey. It taught you something about yourself.
So how do you explain that to people?
You can say, my goals have evolved as I've learned more about myself.
My goals have evolved. That's a gentle way to explain change.
Or, I originally planned to do X, but I discovered that Y suits me better.
Let me try. I originally planned to go into marketing, but after some experience, I realized I'm better suited to project management.
That's perfect. It shows growth, not failure.
Okay, that's really helpful. But Sarah, I have a question about the words themselves. People use dream, goal, plan, and priority all the time. But are they the same thing?
This is such an important distinction. Most people mix these words up, but they're not the same.
So what's the difference?
Let me use a metaphor. Imagine you want to travel from here to Paris.
Okay,
The dream is, I want to see the Eiffel Tower someday.
that's the dream.
The goal is, I want to visit Paris within 2 years.
That's more specific.
The plan is, I'll save 50 pounds a week, research flights, and find affordable accommodation.
That's how you'll do it.
And the priority is, this month my priority is saving money, so I'm cooking at home instead of eating out.
So the priority is what you actually do.
Exactly. Many people have dreams. Fewer people turn those dreams into goals. Even fewer create plans. And very few make their plan a priority.
So I can have the dream of being a writer, but unless I make writing a priority, it won't happen.
That's exactly right. And here's another important point. You can't have 10 priorities. You can have many dreams, but only a few priorities.
Why?
Because priorities require time and energy, and those are limited.
So I have to choose.
Yes, and that's hard, but it's also liberating. When you choose what's most important, you give yourself permission to let go of the rest.
Let go of the rest?
At least for now. You can always change your priorities later, but right now, you need to focus on what matters most.
That takes so much pressure off.
Now, let's talk about how to express this in English.
But Sarah, what about commitment? Sometimes I want to say something is important, but I don't want to sound too intense.
This is where many English learners struggle. They either sound too weak or too strong.
What do you mean?
If you say, I will become a millionaire, and you're not there yet, you sound unrealistic. But if you say, I guess I'll maybe try to do something someday, you sound like you have no ambition.
So, how do we find the middle ground?
We use different levels of commitment language. Let me teach you 5 phrases, from least committed to most committed.
I'm ready.
Level 1, I'd like to.
I'd like to learn Spanish.
That's gentle. It shows interest.
Level 2?
I hope to.
I hope to travel to Spain next year.
Good. That shows desire but not a promise.
Level 3?
I'm planning to.
I'm planning to take Spanish classes in September.
That's more definite. You have a timeline.
Level 4?
I'm working toward.
I'm working towards speaking fluent Spanish, By practicing daily.
You're showing action.
And level 5?
I'm committed to.
I'm committed to becoming bilingual, even if it takes years.
That's the strongest. Deep dedication.
So I can choose the right phrase for the right situation.
Exactly. In a casual conversation, use I'd like to or I hope to. In an interview, use I'm working toward or I'm committed to.
And if I'm not sure?
Use I'm exploring or I'm considering. Those show openness without commitment.
I'm exploring different career paths. I like that.
It's very useful. People respect honesty more than fake certainty.
Okay, so I have the vocabulary. But Sarah, my bigger problem is, why does my goal matter? Why should anyone care?
This is the most important part of talking about your future. The why is more powerful than the what.
Why?
Because the what tells people your destination. The why tells them who you are.
I don't think I understand.
Let me give you an example. Imagine two people say they want to become doctors.
Okay.
The first one says, I want to become a doctor because it's a respected profession and the salary is good.
That's practical.
The second one says, I want to become a doctor because I grew up in a community with limited health care and I want to give back. I want to help people who can't afford treatment.
The second one is much more powerful.
Why?
Because you understand her motivation, her values, her story.
Exactly. The reason connects you to the person. That's why, when you talk about your goals, always include the why.
How do I do that?
Use phrases like, this matters to me because, or the reason I want this is, or what drives me is.
Let me try. I want to learn English. This matters to me because I want to connect with people from different cultures.
That's beautiful. It's personal. It's honest. It makes people care.
And it's easier to remember.
Yes, because it's connected to your emotions.
So every time I talk about my future, I should include the reason.
Not every single time, but enough so people understand why it matters to you.
Okay, I think I'm getting this. But Sarah, I have a more difficult question. What if I have two goals, and they conflict with each other?
Adam, you just asked the most important question. Conflicting goals are one of the hardest things in life.
Have you experienced this?
Yes. I'll share a personal story. A few years ago, I was offered my dream job. It was in London, with a company I admired, doing work I loved.
That sounds perfect.
It was, but it meant moving away from my grandmother. She was getting older, and we were very close. My grandmother was one of my best friends.
Oh no. What did you do?
I felt completely torn. Career advancement or family connection, both were important to me.
How did you decide?
I didn't. Not immediately. I took time. I talked to my grandmother. I talked to my boss. I weighed my options.
And you eventually chose?
I chose to stay. And I never regretted it, but it wasn't an easy choice.
How did you explain this to people?
I said, I was considering a big opportunity in London, but I realized my priority is being close to my family. So I decided to stay and find other ways to grow my career.
That's honest.
It was, and people respected it.
So when goals conflict, what should I say?
You can say, I'm weighing my options. That means you're carefully comparing the advantages and disadvantages.
I'm weighing my options.
Or, I'm trying to balance two important priorities.
I'm trying to balance my career goals with my personal life.
Perfect. And if you haven't decided yet, you can say, I haven't made a final decision yet. I'm taking time to think it through.
What about I'm keeping my options open? Is that the same?
Not exactly. That's more about flexibility. It means you're not committing to anything yet.
So what's the difference?
Weighing my options emphasizes comparison. You're actively evaluating. Keeping my options open emphasizes flexibility. You're not ready to choose.
Which one sounds more professional?
In a job situation, weighing my options sounds more thoughtful. In a casual conversation, keeping my options open is fine.
Good to know. Okay, so I can say I'm weighing my options when I'm stuck between choices.
Yes, and you can also say, I'm taking time to reflect before making a decision.
I'm taking time to reflect. I like that. It sounds peaceful.
Now, Adam, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier. The dinner with your girlfriend's family.
Don't remind me.
This is something so many people experience. Family members asking questions that feel like pressure.
I always feel like I'm being judged.
Sometimes you are, but sometimes people are just curious, or they're trying to make conversation.
Then why do I feel so attacked?
Because their questions touch on things you're unsure about, and your brain interprets that as criticism.
So, how do I respond next time?
Let me teach you a 3-part formula: acknowledge, state, and open.
Acknowledge, state, open.
Yes. First, acknowledge their question. That shows respect.
I understand why you're asking.
Good. Second, state your current position. Be honest.
Buying a house isn't my main priority right now.
Perfect. Third, open the door for future possibility.
But I'm open to it in the future.
That's a complete answer. You've acknowledged them, stated your truth, and kept the door open.
Let me practice the whole thing. I understand why you're asking. Buying a house isn't my main priority right now. I'm focusing on saving for experiences and building my career. But I'm open to it in the future.
That's an excellent answer. It's honest, respectful, and clear.
And it's not too long.
Exactly. You don't need to explain everything. You just need to answer politely and move on.
What if they keep pushing?
Then you can say, I appreciate your concern, but I'm happy with my current path. Or, I'll let you know if anything changes.
And then change the subject?
Yes, change the subject to something lighter. Ask them about their life.
That's smart.
People love talking about themselves, so if you redirect the conversation to them, they'll usually forget about you.
That's genius.
There's another interesting aspect to this. Different cultures think about goals differently.
Really?
Yes, in some cultures, it's very common to talk about your ambitions openly. In others, it's considered boastful.
Which cultures are more open?
In the United States, for example, people are often encouraged to talk about their goals. It's seen as confident.
And in other places?
In parts of Asia, it can be seen as prideful to talk too much about your personal ambitions. People prefer to be humble.
So how I answer depends on who I'm talking to?
Yes, and that's really important to remember. You might adapt your answer based on the context.
How would I adapt?
With an American friend, you might say, I'm aiming to become a team leader within 3 years. I've been working really hard and I'm excited about the opportunities.
That's direct.
With a Japanese colleague, you might say, I'm working hard and learning from my team. I hope to contribute more in the future.
That's more modest.
Both are correct. Both are honest. They're just adapted to the context.
So the words I choose matter a lot.
They do, and that's why learning natural English expressions is so important. It gives you flexibility.
Sarah, you mentioned earlier that you had a story about a mentor's question. Can I hear it?
A few years ago, I was feeling really lost in my career. I felt like I wasn't achieving enough.
I know that feeling.
I had a mentor, an older woman I really respected. She could tell I was struggling. She asked me something unexpected.
What did she ask?
She said, Sarah, what does success look like to you? Not what other people think success is. What does it actually look like in your everyday life?
That's a really good question.
It changed everything for me because I realized I'd been trying to achieve other people's idea of success.
What did you realize?
I realized success for me isn't about a title or money. It's about having work I care about, enough time with people I love, and feeling like I'm making a small difference.
That's beautiful.
And once I had that definition, I could talk about it naturally in English.
How?
I can say, to me, success means having work that matters and still having time for the people I love.
That's so much better than saying, I want to be successful.
Exactly. Because it's personal. It's real. It's yours.
I need to figure out my own definition of success.
That's a great goal. You can say, I'm trying to define what success means to me. I want it to be personal, not just what society expects.
I'm trying to define what success means to me. I'm going to use that.
Good. And when you figure it out, you'll be able to talk about your future with so much more confidence.
Let's talk about something practical now. What if I have to answer this question in a job interview?
This is where people get really nervous. The classic interview question, where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
I've been asked this so many times. I always panic.
Let me give you a structure. Professional, but honest.
I'm listening.
Step 1. Connect to the company. Show you've thought about how you fit there.
I'm interested in growing within a company that values innovation.
Good. Step 2. State your professional direction.
I'd like to develop my leadership skills and mentor junior team members.
Step 3. Show your current action.
Right now, I'm taking courses and volunteering for projects that build my skills.
Step 4. Leave room for growth.
I'm open to opportunities that might take me in new directions as I learn more.
Perfect. Now put it all together.
In 3 to 5 years, I hope to be in a leadership role where I can mentor others. I'm interested in growing within a company like yours because I admire your commitment to innovation. Right now, I'm taking courses and volunteering for extra projects to build my skills. I'm open to learning and adjusting my path as I gain more experience. Right?
That's a fantastic answer. It shows ambition, thoughtfulness, and flexibility.
And I didn't promise anything unrealistic.
Exactly. You're not saying, I will be the CEO in 3 years, or I'm going to double the company's revenue. You're being realistic.
What if the interviewer expects a more specific answer?
Then you can add, my immediate goal is to excel in this role and take on more responsibility. I see myself becoming a valuable team member who contributes beyond my core duties.
Contribute beyond my core duties. That's a professional phrase.
Yes, and it shows you're thinking about the long term.
Sarah, you've told me stories about your grandmother, Maria, and your mentor, but you mentioned something about an airport conversation?
Oh, yes. That's one of my favorite stories.
Tell me.
A few years ago, I was at an airport. I was flying to a conference, feeling very nervous about my career.
Why nervous?
I was worried I wasn't doing enough, wasn't achieving enough. I sat down next to an older woman on the plane. She saw I was anxious.
What happened?
She asked me what was wrong, and I told her I was worried about my career. She laughed and said, I've had 5 different careers, and I only started my favorite one when I was 45.
Wow. 45?
Yes. She had been a teacher, a business owner, a writer, and eventually an artist. She said, I didn't know what I wanted until I had tried enough things.
That's inspiring.
It was. She said something I'll never forget. Don't worry about having one path. Worry about not walking any path at all.
Don't worry about having one path. Worry about not walking any path at all.
Yes. So even if you don't know where you're going, just keep moving. Try things. Explore.
That's really encouraging.
And in English, you can say, I'm focused on taking steps, even if I'm not sure about the final destination.
I'm focused on taking steps. That's a positive way to express uncertainty.
Exactly, it shows action.
This airport story is perfect. Can we use it on the podcast?
We just did.
You're right. We did. Sarah, I've been thinking. There's a difference between confidence and certainty.
There absolutely is. And that's something we need to talk about.
What's the difference?
Certainty means you know the outcome. You can predict what's going to happen, but nobody really has certainty.
So it's an illusion?
Often, yes. Confidence is different. Confidence is believing in your ability to handle whatever happens.
So I can be confident, even if I'm not certain?
Yes, and that's a crucial distinction. You can say, I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I trust myself to figure it out.
That's confidence without certainty.
Exactly. And that's much more honest and attractive than fake certainty.
How do I express this in English?
You can say, I'm not sure about the specifics, but I'm confident I can handle challenges that come my way.
I'm confident I can handle challenges.
Or, I don't have everything figured out, but I trust my ability to learn and adapt.
Trust my ability to learn and adapt. That's powerful.
It is, because it shows resilience. And employers, friends, and family all value resilience.
So instead of pretending I have all the answers, I show that I can find them?
Exactly. That's the definition of confidence.
Okay, Sarah, we've covered a lot, but I want to know something practical. What can I do today?
That's the perfect question to end on. What's the smallest step you can take?
What do you mean?
Instead of thinking about 5 years, think about today. What's one thing you can do that moves you in your direction?
Like what?
If your direction is, I want more creative work, your step today could be, I'll research one creative job that interests me.
That's small.
It is, but small steps add up. You can also say, I'll spend 30 minutes brainstorming ideas, or I'll talk to someone who works in that field.
So, I don't need to figure out everything right now.
No, you just need to know your next step.
And how do I talk about that in English?
You can say, I don't have the whole plan yet, but my next step is…
My next step is to update my resume and start applying to jobs.
Perfect. Or, I'm starting small by taking an online course.
That's manageable.
It is, and that's the point. When you take small steps, you build momentum, and momentum leads to clarity.
So I should stop worrying about the whole future and just focus on the next step.
Yes. Future goals are achieved through daily actions.
I think I'm finally starting to understand.
Good. And this is the message we want our listeners to take with them.
Let's do something practical. Let's build a complete answer together.
Great idea. Let's use the structure we talked about. Uncertainty plus direction plus reason plus action plus next step.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm someone who's trying to figure out what I want to do.
Start with uncertainty.
I'm still figuring out exactly where I want to be in 5 years.
Good. Now, direction.
But I'd like to move toward work that allows me to help people and be creative.
Reason.
That matters to me because I feel most fulfilled when I'm making a positive impact.
Action.
Right now, I'm volunteering at a local community center and taking an online course.
Next step.
My next step is to talk to someone who works in community development.
Now put it all together.
I'm still figuring out exactly where I want to be in 5 years, but I'd like to move toward work that allows me to help people and be creative. That matters to me because I feel most fulfilled when I'm making a positive impact. Right now, I'm volunteering at a local community center and taking an online course. My next step is to talk to someone who works in community development.
That's a complete answer. It's honest, thoughtful, and shows action.
And it's not about impressing anyone. It's just true.
Exactly. That's the goal.
Sarah, we focused a lot on answering questions, but what about asking them?
That's a great point. Good conversations are two-way.
So what questions can I ask when someone talks about their future?
Here are 3 powerful questions. First, what led you to that goal?
That asks for the story.
Second, what are you doing toward it now?
That asks about action.
Third, has that always been your goal?
That invites reflection.
These questions show you're genuinely interested, and they help the other person understand themselves better.
Let me try them. Sarah, tell me about something you're working toward.
I'm working toward writing a book about learning languages.
What led you to that goal?
I realized that many learners struggle with the same things I struggled with. I want to make language learning easier for people.
What are you doing toward it now?
I'm writing a chapter a week and asking for feedback from friends.
Has that always been your goal?
No. I originally wanted to teach, but I discovered I love writing more.
Those questions made the conversation more interesting.
They did, because they created depth.
Sarah, we've covered so much. What's the one message you want our listeners to take away?
Progress matters more than perfection.
Say that again.
Progress matters more than perfection. Your future doesn't have to be a perfect plan. It just needs to be a direction you're moving in.
And your small steps add up.
Yes. You don't need to know everything today. You just need to know your next step.
I wish I had understood this years ago.
But you understand it now, and that's what matters.
So next time someone asks me where I see myself in 5 years, what should I say?
You can say, I'm not sure about the destination, but I know the direction I want to move in, and I'm taking steps every day.
I'm not sure about the destination, but I know the direction. I love that.
It's honest, it's confident, and it's true.
Thank you, Sarah. This conversation has been really helpful.
You're welcome. And I hope it's helped our listeners too.
And that's our episode for today. We've talked about why the 5-year question is so scary, why not knowing is okay, and how to talk about your future with honesty and confidence.
We've covered direction versus destination, how to build complete answers, and how to handle pressure from family.
We've learned useful phrases like, I'm weighing my options. This matters to me because, and my next step is.
If you found this conversation helpful, please hit that like button. It helps more people find our podcast.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, click subscribe. We release new episodes every week, and you don't want to miss them.
Also, we'd love to hear from you. In the comments, Share your answer to this question. What's one direction you want your life to take? And what's your next step?
We read every comment, and we love seeing your progress.
Remember, speaking better English isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, being curious, and keeping going.
Thank you for learning with us today. We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep speaking, keep growing, and remember,
Progress matters more than perfection.
progress matters more than perfection.
Here's a quick recap of the useful phrases we used today. Practice them at home.
I'm still figuring out the details. For uncertainty,
I'm leaning toward. For preference,
I'm weighing my options. For comparing choices,
this matters to me because ka for explaining your reason.
right now, I'm working toward it by for showing action.
My next step is for showing the immediate plan.
I'm open to it in the future. For leaving possibilities open.
My goals have evolved. For explaining change.
I'm exploring. For showing active curiosity.
I'm confident I can handle whatever comes. For showing confidence without certainty.
And remember, you don't need to have your whole life figured out. You just need one honest direction and one small step.
See you in the next episode.
Keep speaking, keep growing.